Hey guys, what's up? Here we go. So summer project, okay? I put this off, or not really put it off, but I've put off making any videos about it for some strange reason. I don't know. Maybe I like drama in my life or something. I don't know. But anyway, we have enough pieces that I think we can go ahead and start building on this thing. I already did my part 1 video where we did the milled out the lower, and now that the lower is done, I'm actually thinking this might be used on a different gun. It's so stupid. See, this is why I just need to make more videos and not wait to the end. I don't know what I'm waiting for, but it's retarded. But anyway, this one is a registered SBR, so I don't need the SBR for the build that we're going to be doing for this summer. But we had a guy send me a barrel, okay, and this is a Colt. He had it cut down to a 10.3 basically, so this is spec for being a Mark 18, and this is an SBR, and the gun we're building doesn't need an SBR depending on how you build it. So I don't know, caught between a rock and a hard place. So for the time being, this will be our lower for this build, and then more than likely, since we got that 5D tactical jig and it's working and everything, probably mill out another lower, you know, do some more electro etching and do it that way. Anyway, this may end up being a longer video, so if you don't like my longer videos, I can feel that this one's probably going to be a little bit longer. Maybe it's not, but we'll see. Okay, so anyway, first off, it's already, you know, a minute, 2 minutes into the video, but a big shout out to Chris over there at Shark Arms. Okay, guys, if y'all are cloners and if you do any kind of cloning stuff with military, with U.S. military rifles, okay? The modern rifles like ARs and M16s and M4 stuff, especially Colt, okay? Contact Chris. He's the guy that I go to for anything Colt related, okay? He doesn't pay me to say that or any of this stuff. He has sent me some things before. He's given away a lot of stuff on the channel. He's given away 2 uppers, one complete Colt 11.5-inch upper, and then one a Colt upper, and then a Shark Arms furniture and stuff. Great guy, okay? So anyway, I like to support him any way that I can, and part of how I do that is the way that I found him. I was looking for Colt parts. He had the best prices and the best things, so some of this is from him, some of it is from the forums on AR15.com. Look up those. The Internet Exchange, dude, that is like a hidden gem, okay? It is so much better, in my opinion, than like Arms List. I almost said Craigslist, but like Arms List, you can find a lot of goodies on there, and the folks that are on there are rated. All right, so you can see, yes, they have good feedback. You know, they ship on time, they pay, they do all this stuff. Versus Arms List, there's none of that. Just kind of like I really wish Arms List was more like that. So if you're into especially cloning, but not just cloning, there's a lot of other stuff on there. To whatever it might be, AR-10s, and they got like, you know, equipment exchange, they got tools. I got my Geisley reaction rod from that site. So very good place to check out. So anyway, what are we building? What are we doing? What are we talking about? I'm gonna angle this down just a hair, and maybe you can see. There we go. Cut off the top of my head. We're building an M4A1 SOPMOD Block II. SOPMOD Block II. With the front sight base, okay? Part of the reason I'm going with this build is because I have my Mark 18 Mod 0, okay? And come to find out that may actually have a heavy barrel and it needs this barrel on it, but I like it. We're gonna roll with it. I have my M4, I have my Mark 12, and I'm kind of missing the M4A1, kind of. I do have the M4, which is very similar, but there are differences. So, and it's really just, a lot of it's cosmetic. I don't think there's much functionality difference, I don't think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but anyway. So, what we got going on, basically, this one is from Shark Arms, the Colt, key forged, whatever, I don't remember what they're called. But the Colt upper, all right, we have the Colt charging handle, little numbers and everything. We got a Motec rear sight. Okay. I think this is going to go on. It may, at the end it may not. I'm not exactly sure. Colt, bolt carrier group, and bolt Probably can't see these things, but I'm putting it up there anyway. And then, what else is actually Colt? The barrel is actually Colt. All right, it's the newer-ish. It doesn't have a C, but it's got the cage code and everything on there. But a silk-on profile. See that? Nice big heavy barrel. I have not shot this yet, and this is something I've had this for a long time. I feel like it's been a long time. It's been months and months and months. I've had this for a long time, and I have so wanted to shoot this thing. I mean, as you can tell, I don't know if you can really tell, but dude, this thing is shiny, clean-ish. It's never been fired as far as I can tell. This is a thing I got off of the equipment exchange. It was something chop the top of my head off. All right. Also off the equipment exchange, I got this the front sight post rail. Okay, the Danny Defense. What is it? The M4A1 FSP RIS 2. Okay, a bunch of numbers and everything on there. I might roll in some pictures. I put this in on Instagram for y'all folks a while back ago when I got it. But anyway, we got this guy. It was used, and obviously the guy who had it, I don't know if he ever shot the gun. I don't think he ever shot the gun, but he kind of dinged it up whenever he took it apart, because you got to, it's funky how you put it together. So you can see the shiny parts where he scratched it up, taking the pins out of the front sight base. So anyway, this is Colt from Chris, as well as he assured me that even the front, or the little pin, all right, the little pin for the gas block is even Colt. So Chris is a good guy. He'll hook you up. You'd be nice to him. He'd be nice to you. So, and then obviously this thing. Oh, and one of the most important things that makes this guy correct is we got a 4-prong, all right, a 4-prong Surefire flash hider, not brake. I almost said brake. Flash hider. And this will accommodate the, I'll get it wrong, but the Surefire was the RC1 or RC2 suppressor, which is on order, waiting, pending ATF's thing. So that is really cool. I think that's one reason I haven't built this. I wanted to have everything in, but it's just taking so long. I just want to do this because I can still shoot it without having all the cool crap on it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put it together. I am going to lap this. Okay, this upper and the barrel actually have a very tight fit, and for now I'm just going to lap it. I'm not going to actually set the barrel in with Loctite like I did on my Mark 12. I think lapping it should be functionally fine. I think that should do as good as it's going to do. And then, as I said earlier, since we have a registered SBR for the lower, I don't need to pin and weld the flash hider until, if I do build the new Mark 18 Mod 1 inspired build of that, then I will more than likely pin and weld this. And if I do pin and weld it, then it's permanent, and I might strip this thing apart and set the barrel just pretty much permanently. Because if this is permanently on there, yeah, it's really not going to be coming off. So anyway, I'm going to do a quick little build on this guy and put it all together. I'm going to speed it up for y'all. I don't think there's any particular, like, I built these before for y'all, so there's no new tricks or anything really that needs to be done. I think y'all kind of know what happens. So I'm going to speed this up. Maybe this won't be as long a video as I thought, but I'm going to speed this up for y'all and show you kind of what we got at the end, and then we'll talk about it a little bit, and I want to get y'all's opinion on a couple things. All right. Okay, this is why I don't do this live. I did the same thing that I did, basically the same thing that I did whenever I did my my Mark 12. I knew that there was something about this rail, right, that needed to be changed or needed to have something done to it a little bit different. Particularly since the front sight base is kind of not integrated into the upper part of the rail, but yeah, it has to be put on with the upper part of the rail. Okay, well, stupid me, I didn't put the stupid gas tube on before I went ahead and tightened this thing all nice and pretty and got it all lined up and everything. So now I gotta take it all off and put it on. So, first helpful hint, put your gas tube on your front sight base before you attach your rail. Anyway, all right, speed it up and let's get going. Okay guys, so there we go. That actually took a little while. My watch is about to die. So, what do we have here? We have our M4A1 SOPMOD Block II, FSP, whatever other kind of acronyms and three-letter words and whatever you want to throw in there. Rifle. Shazam. There she is, okay? And all her splendid glory. So, as of right now, this is fine. Since this is, again, the whole SBR lower thing, this is fine. There's a 14.5-inch barrel with the, I don't even know how long that is, what, 2 inches or so flash hider, but it's not pinned and welded right now because it's on an SBR. So, later on down the road, I may be changing out the actual lower, and if I do, then this will be pinned. And my thinking on that is basically, if I pin it, what am I trying to say? My thinking on that is basically this. If I was to pin and weld this, okay, then this would be a permanent overall, it's over 16 inches, you know, give or take whatever, something. But it's legal in at least 16 inches. The idea of this build is kind of the same idea that I have for my, my Mark 18, even my Mark 12, and even my M4, which I had to pin and weld that as well. Is that once it's built, it's a clone. It is what it is. I don't want to change it. It's not a gun that I'm gonna be. It's not a Frankenstein gun where it's gonna be taken apart and used for this and used for that. It's a dedicated gun, right? So with this 4-prong flash hider, the only thing that I'm thinking is if I was going to make a Mark 18, a correct later on, a Mark 18 Mod 1, then and this is kind of what I want to get y'all's opinion on, kind of get y'all's opinion. Should I save the 4-prong flash hider for a Mark 18 where I'm not going to have to harm the flash hider, right? I'm not going to have to drill through it and then weld on it, right? I have a 3-prong that I could do the pin and weld on here, because primarily when this thing's going to be shot, it's going to be having the suppressor on it anyway, and I'm not getting another 4-prong flash hider. So that's kind of the only quandary that I have right now with this build, as far as the actual clone correct pieces of it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I think I've talked about everything, but we'll break it down. We'll go ahead and break it down since it's already built and everything. From front to rear, since we're already up here, we're talking about, we got the 4-prong flash hider for Surfire, the 14.5-inch SOCON barrel, right? The RIS2 rail, and flat dark earth, which really just looks like a brown or whatever. The angled foregrip, this is probably just about, I don't know where the 4-prong flash hider, I know the guy's name, and he knew who I was, and he gave me a really good deal on it, so thank you. Forget your name. I'll annotate it somewhere, but thank you very much. I really, really appreciate it. He did give me a really good deal on that. But the angled foregrip actually came from a Ranger. There you go. So one of the legit guys, and it was actually a used foregrip that he didn't need anymore, and he just decided to give it to me. So kudos to him. I really appreciate that. So it's obviously it's either going to stay on this gun or it's going to go onto the Mark 18 if and when I build that. But for now, it'll just stay on here. We already talked about everything before. The Colt upper. Wow. The lower is the one we did before, the D5 Tactical milled out, or routed out lower. This is a Colt pistol grip, Colt buffer, tube, and H2 buffer, I do believe. We do have the who is this? The CQD end plate. I do need to get the CQD attachment for up here. And then we have a B5 Systems bus stock. And this B5 stock, this came from Chris over there at Shark Arms. And I've got the knockoff version, which I have really, really liked. And it was pretty cheap. I think it was in the 20s. I think high 20s was on a deal at jet.com. It's about $20 to $30 or something like that. It was a really good deal. And comparing it to the actual B5 is very comparable. Very, very close. Now, I will say, once I did put on this B5, this is a little bit smoother. It actually is a little bit more reflective. I don't know if the camera picks that up very much. But the knockoff, I don't know. It's got a little bit of more of a texture to it, whereas the B5 is a little bit more slick. But the B5 is a much better fitting stock. It's got barely any wiggle. Just got a little bit of wiggle. And I'm hoping that helps keep the beard hairs from getting all pulled out, because if it's got a real tight grip, then the hairs can't get in there very well. So that's cool. I'm not, unless I find a screaming good deal on an LMT stock, I'm not getting an LMT stock. All right, it's not going to happen. There's some things I'll spend my money, some things I won't. B5s are used, so they are correct. So, just going to use it. Montech rear sight. This is the last thing. Everything else I've talked about. This brings up the last thing, okay? What kind of optic to run? I am not getting an L-can. I don't have $4,000, $3,000, however many dollars to buy an L-can. They look cool. The ranger that gave me this foregrip actually said that the L-can is one of his favorites. So yeah, there's that going for it. But the thing is stinking expensive. Like, that thing's expensive. I don't know. For what it is, at this point in time, unless I get like an insanely good deal on it, I'm talking like $1,000 or something. Yeah, I'm not gonna be getting an L-can anytime soon. If I was to spend $4,000, I would probably invest in some night vision. That's the next thing I would want to go if I'm doing a major, purchase like that. But that's way down the road. I have the Bushnell 1:4 optic. That is not clone correct any way, shape, or form, but I already have it. The problem is it does not clear this rear, the Montech sight. It would clear, I do believe, the Knight's rear sight, which we had another guy send me that. That was cool. I appreciate that. But he sent me that. I made a video about that. And I believe it will fit under the Bushnell scope. I'm also really kind of interested in getting an aim point at some point. I have the aim point, the Comp M2s. I think that's the only aim points that I have. Holliston is good, but it's not clone. But if I was to get like the aim point, there's H1 and 2s and T1 and 2s. I think it's an H2. I don't remember. I think it's an H, is what people were saying was actually correct. And that's good, but this gun, from what I understand, it should be very accurate, okay? It is the heavier Colt barrel. From everything that I've been led to believe, this gun should shoot very well. That's from what I've been led to believe by all the forums and everybody that says anything about these guns. It should shoot very well. So what would y'all suggest that I put on here? Okay, obviously I can't spend thousands of dollars on a scope. I really would like to. I really think that to be really at home on this, getting one of them Vortex, one of their scopes would be really cool, but they're expensive and I really don't know. So this may end up being as clone correct as this is going to be, depending. I don't know. And then I might run, depending on how accurate it is, I may end up running a bunch of different scopes on here and kind of use it as a test bed, and just leave it in this configuration as being correct, but then just test out different scopes and stuff. That might be what it's used for, depending on how well it works. And all that wonderful, beautiful stuff. So, I don't know. Stay tuned for that stuff. Let me know if there's a particular scope that is clone. Even EOTechs. I have a fake magnifier, so I may end up running my 553, I think it is, on here. And I'm not super interested in the EXPS 0s or 2s or 3s or whatever. They're cool, but again, going back to the guy that gave me this, the ranger that gave me this, he didn't really like them. From talking to him and everything, he really liked the L-can. That was his go-to. That's what he liked. the EOTechs, the 553s, he did like. He did mention the ones that had the vertical or the horizontal. I get it mixed up. The ones that have the batteries in line with the rifle. He liked those, but for whatever reason, he said he didn't really like the blocky, the EXPS dash whatevers. He said they had some braking and stuff that didn't really work very well. So I don't know. Take that for what it's worth. So anyway, I'm done. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know what you think about the rifle overall. We'll be doing a bunch of extra stuff with it. We will, more than likely, unless something happens, be milling out another lower for it, a non-SBR lower. And then I will try to show you how I pin and weld this guy, okay? I don't really see any videos of people actually pinning and welding these things. There's maybe a couple, so that might make a cool video. It would be shorter than this one, which has gone on way too long, and I just like to ramble because it drives people nuts. And guess what? Yeah, it's all cool. So, I think that's it. I appreciate y'all watching. I really, really do. This is going to be a fun project. I have a lot of plans for this. Depending on when the suppressor comes in, we may try to do some deer hunting with this fall. That'd be really cool. But we'll definitely push it out. We'll see how kind of groups she does. All those things that people say in these videos. And I'm really just driving people nuts right now because I won't shut up. But I think it's funny. Appreciate you all watching, subscribing, all that stuff. If you have any comments or questions, let me know down below. And we'll try to get to it as soon as possible. All right? Y'all take care and we'll see you in the next video.